Welcome to the Frozen Tundra Recap.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the aftermath of Week 12. If you thought the playoff picture was going to clear up quietly, you were dead wrong. This wasn't just a week of football. It was a scoreboard scorched earth campaign. We have to start with the absolute nuclear detonation from Knicks out for Harambe. Putting up 211 points isn't just a win, it's a statement. But let's pour one out for Daddy Auriemma. You score 184 points, enough to beat literally anyone else in the league, and you still catch an L? That is the cruelest beat of the season. Meanwhile, Master Bates decided to wake up and choose violence, dropping a massive 206 points to demolish Football Diva and secure the 6th seed. Looking at the standings, it is tight at the top. Win or fail and Knicks out. For Harambe are locked in a dead heat at 9-3, but the Frozen Horde and the Bashers are breathing down their necks at 8-4. With only a few weeks left, the door is closing on the 6-6 teams like Daddy Auriemma and Commitment to Excellence. Every lineup decision from here on out is life or death. Let's get it. With that said, I got a chance to speak with two teams fighting for a playoff berth. One team is trying to hold on to their playoff spot while the other is lurking.
Look around! What do you see? You see a 6-6 record. The world sees mediocrity. The world sees a coin flip. But I see survivors. We are standing on the edge of a cliff, looking down into the abyss of the consolation bracket, and we have one hand gripping the ledge. We just walked off the field after putting up 156 points, and we lost. We took a punch to the gut from the Bashers. Do we fold? Do we cry about the fantasy gods? No! We wipe the blood off our teeth and we get back in the line, because now we have a target. I'm looking right at you, Daddy Auriemma. I see you sitting there at 6-6, clinging to that playoff life raft. I saw what happened to you last week. You put up 184 points. You had the third highest score in the entire league. And you still got buried by Knicks out for Harambe. Let me tell you something about a loss like that. That's not just an L. That is a soul stealer. That is the kind of loss that wakes you up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat. That's the kind of beatdown that makes a manager doubt every decision they've ever made. You think you're unlucky? No, you're broken. You gave it your absolute best shot, your A game, and it wasn't enough. And that is why I'm going to take your spot. You're reeling. You're shocked. You're looking at your roster, wondering what else you could possibly do. Me? I'm calloused. I'm angry. And I am starving. We have 2 weeks left. 2 weeks to separate the contenders from the pretenders. You think 6-6 is the end of the story? It's just the prologue. My team name isn't a joke, it's a promise. While you're licking your wounds from the worst bad beat of the season, I'm plotting your demise. Commitment to excellence isn't about being perfect. It's about enduring the hell required to win. I'm coming for that spot, Auriemma. Watch your back.
You speak to me of survival. You, a peasant standing in the mud with your 156 points, dare to look up at the dragon? Burn them all. You say I am broken. You say 184 points was a soul stealer. You fool. You small man. That was not a defeat. That was wildfire. I poured 184 points of pure green flame onto the battlefield. Yes, Knicks, out for Harambe, survived the inferno. He is a beast of the north, and beasts are hard to kill. But do not mistake my scarring for weakness. I dropped a nuclear weapon on this league, and you threw a pebble at the Bashers and missed. You say you are starving. Good, starve, because I'm not looking for a spot in the playoffs. The spot is mine by right, by blood. You think you can take it? I will burn your roster to ash. I will burn your quarterback. I will burn your flex option. I will burn your waiver priority until there is nothing left but charred bones and regret. Commitment to excellence? Ha! I have a commitment to chaos. Come for me then. March your little army to my gates. You won't find a broken man. You will find a king who is ready to set the entire league on fire, just to watch it glow. Burn them all.
Okay. Wow. We're going to cut the feed there before things get any more incendiary. I think security might need to check Daddy Oriema's bag for matches on the way out. Folks, we always talk about pressure in this league. We talk about the grind. But as you just saw, the playoff hunt doesn't just reveal character. It can bring out the absolute worst in teams. We are witnessing full-blown psychological breakdowns in real time. On one side, you have commitment to excellence, sounding like a general in the trenches, talking about enduring hell and treating this like a grim fight for survival. And then on the other side, you have Daddy Oriema. Well, he's seemingly ready to burn the entire roster to ash just to prove a point. But you know what? That's what happens when the stakes are this high. Here is the reality check. The playoffs start in Week 15. That means you have 2 weeks. 2 weeks to salvage your season, 2 weeks to work the waiver wire, and 2 weeks to make the moves that matter. We have a 6-6 logjam. We have managers declaring themselves kings, and we have absolute chaos on the horizon. If you want that last playoff spot, you can't just want it. Apparently, you have to be willing to either survive the abyss or burn the whole kingdom down for it. Back to you in the studio. Stay safe out there, everyone.
Dead don't sleep. The dead don't sleep.
Go Bills! Go Bills!
Who's next? Who's next? Bow down to Master Bates.
Welcome back to the segment nobody wants to be on. We took a break last week because, frankly, the mediocrity was too depressing to broadcast, but we are back. And oh boy, do we have some performances to discuss? Let's descend into the basement. The Return of the Queen, Football Diva, 2 and 10. First up, let's roll out the red carpet, or maybe a roll of bubble wrap, for Football Diva. Welcome back! We missed you last week. Rumor has it you were on a vacation from this segment, celebrating your official playoff elimination with a cocktail on a beach somewhere while the rest of us were sweating over waiver claims. Look, at 2 and 10, the season is technically over, but the fun is just beginning. You are now the most dangerous team in the league. You have zero pressure. You are the chaos agent. My advice? Don't set your lineup to win. Set your lineup to ruin someone else's day. Embrace the spoiler role. Be the banana peel on the sidewalk of someone's championship dreams. It's the only joy you have left. The stench of defeat. Irving to the Purdy, 2 and 10. Next up, Irving to the Purdy. I'm going to be real with you because I care. I'm going to look you in the eye and say what everyone else is whispering behind your back. Your team stinks! I mean, come on. You had 2 quarterbacks left to play in your matchup. 2! That is usually a cheat code. That is usually a game over button. And you still couldn't close the deal? That isn't just a loss. That is malpractice. That is snatching defeat from the jaws of victory and choking on it. I'm only being this hard on you because I see the potential for a great spoiler, and you're letting me down. I know. You have a plan. You intend to flip this season on its head next year. We all love a good rebuild story, but right now, your team looks less like a rebuild and more like a demolition site. Get it together, for my sanity. The Samuel L. Jackson Award, Shadow Regime, 4 and 8. Finally, we have Shadow Regime. You are sitting at 4 and 8. You are sliding. You are slipping. The playoff door is closing, and it is closing fast. You need a miracle, but miracles don't happen to people who sleep in. You have the squad to make the playoffs. We know the talent is there, but the results? They are nowhere to be found. You need to turn this ship around immediately. To quote the great Samuel L. Jackson, chop chop, motherfucker! The time is now! You don't have next week! You don't have later! You need to run the table, and you need a lot of help from the fantasy gods. Wake up! Stop hitting the snooze button on your season.
Bow down to Master Bates.
All right, shake off the dust from the basement. It's time to elevate. Welcome to the penthouse. This week wasn't just about securing a W in the column. It was about planting a flag. It was about looking the rest of the league in the eye and saying, we don't just want to make the playoffs, we want to own them. We witnessed a story of dominance this week. While some teams are fighting for their lives, others are cementing their legacy. Breaking news. We can officially pop the corks for Knicks out for Harambe and win or fail. With their performances in Week 12, they have officially clinched their playoff berths. Ticket punched, invitation accepted. They are in the dance. But don't think for a second that they're going to rest on their laurels. The war isn't over. The coveted #1 seed and that crucial first-round bye are still very much up for grabs. Every point matters, and nobody is taking their foot off the gas. We had the privilege of catching up with our 3 titans of the week. Knicks out for Harambe, win or fail, and the explosive Master Bates to see how they're feeling after dismantling their opponents. Let's go down to the field and hear from the conquerors.
Do you hear that sound? That silence? That is the sound of the rest of the league realizing they have absolutely no chance. 211 points! 211. I didn't just beat Daddy Oriema. I evicted him from reality. And now I'm looking at the standings, and I see Win or Fail sitting there at 9 and 3, trying to act like we're peers, like we're equals. Listen to me closely. Win or fail. You are merely keeping my seat warm. You are a placeholder. You think that #1 seed belongs to you. You think you're safe. I am averaging a nuclear event every time I set my lineup. While you're stressing over matchups, I'm deciding how badly I want to embarrass my opponent. I'm coming for that bye week, and I'm going to run you off the road to get it. And to the rest of you, the pretenders in the middle of the pack, the bashers, the horde. Cute records. Really, it's adorable that you think you have a shot, but let's be real. You're just fighting for the privilege of losing to me in Week 16. The king is back. The jungle is mine. This one is for Harambe bitches.
You talk a lot, Nix. You make a lot of noise. Nuclear events, evictions. It is all very dramatic, like a child who found his father's gun. You see, a street thug shouts about his power. A boss sits at the head of the table and lets the silence do the work. You scored 211 points. That is good. That is respectable. But do not mistake a single act of violence for control. I have been at the top of this this league, because I understand how this business works. It is not about 1 week of fireworks. It is about leverage. It is about consistency. You say I'm keeping your seat warm. No, I am the one who built the table you are trying to sit at. And as for the rest of you, the little earners trying to scrape by, I think it is time I took you to school. You have forgotten your place. You think because you string together a few wins, you are made men. Class is in session. Lesson 1, respect the hierarchy. Lesson 2, if you come at the king, you best not miss. If I have to remind you what the power of a true mob boss looks like, it won't be with a speech. It will be when you wake up on Sunday morning and find your season has been liquidated. Kiss the ring, or pay the price.
First off, this segment is sponsored by Clorox Wipes, because sometimes you need a little extra power when cleaning up your messes. Let's be clear, this win was no joke. You look at this roster, and maybe it confuses you. We are leading a revolution with a kicker. That's right, we are a bit unorthodox in the way we handle our business. But let's not mince words here. We are 7-5. We are proving exactly why we belong in this conversation. I'll admit it, we slid a bit. We lost our focus. Maybe we got a little distracted by our master habits. Maybe we spent a little too long locked in our room. But let me tell you something. The time for scrolling is over. We have washed our hands of the past. We are back. We are focused. And we are ready to take back our prize. Get your minds out of the gutter and get your eyes on the scoreboard. Because Master Bates is coming and ready to claim that prize.
Okay. Wow. So, just to recap, we have one guy threatening nuclear warfare, another guy peeling fruit in the dark like a Godfather villain, and whatever that sanitary situation was with Master Bates and his habits. I'm honestly not sure if I should be impressed by the fantasy points or if I should be calling the authorities. But hey, the scoreboard doesn't lie. A massive, terrified congratulations to Knicks Out for Harambe, Win or Fail, and Master Bates for being the undisputed highest scoring teams of the week. If you want to be a part of this segment, you better hurry. With the regular season closing, there isn't much time left to get an invite to the penthouse. Which, frankly, is becoming scarier by the day. Seriously, I think I saw Knicks Out for Harambe keying cars in the parking lot on his way out. We'll see you next week, assuming we all survive until then. Good luck!
So sleep. Welcome